there's always serendipity. You move through life, and then you find opportunities. And one of them was this friend of mine who I met at Wharton, and we became very good friends. And he was a very good uh, uh, how should I say, a good partner of mine because we complemented each other very well. Um, he was amazing at telling stories. He was very good. He understood technology, um, and so he was a shoe in for CEO position at the time. While I was a lot more technical, so um, only I could build the products that we needed to build. So he worked on the front end, I worked on the back end. We did all sorts of things. When you're a small team, you do all sorts of things. What's interesting is that at the very beginning, before we even started the company, we had a third person who was also interested in working with us, who was a great salesman. Unfortunately, he joined BCG before we started the company, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not into this entrepreneurship thing and all this stress and all this argumentative battles all the time and decision making on the fly and discussions on that end." So, what would I suggest you do when you start a company? The founding team, of course, is very important. Find people who are people who are as committed as you are, but complementary to you. Complementary to you. You guys have to determine what the areas of responsibility are. We, of course, made a bunch of mistakes. We did things well. We got very lucky. But overall, you gotta have a founding team that starts by being able to do the gamut of what is necessary when you start a company. Meaning, you've got to be, of course, able to build the solution that you want to build, or at least a first MVP of the solution to then attract the funds and the talents that you need for later. You need to be able to tell a story. You have to be super convincing. You have to really be able to tell a story. That's probably even more important than anything else. And then you need the regular development skills, business development skills, and those kinds of things. A little bit of financial knowledge somehow, somewhere. Somebody's got to be able to do the numbers, try to figure out what your cash flow is going to be, et cetera, but not that much more. That's what the founding team really needs to be.
What if somebody goes in as a solo founder? How much harder will their job be, and are they, dead in the water, or how can they come back from that if they don't have all of these skills completely covered?
Well, it depends. If you've got experience, it's one thing. If you're very young and you want to be a solo founder, there's a huge amount of work to do. So, I mean, you can't when you're out there trying to convince investors or potential first clients, you're not in the office or wherever in the virtual office building your product. So at least at a bare minimum, you need somebody out and somebody in. That's an absolute minimum. Now, if you're a solo founder, then you've got to hire and pay somebody to do probably the inside job. So either you outsource your inside work, or you find somebody, you're going to pay for it, but you're going to pay top dollar for it because there's a huge risk and it's a startup. You haven't done anything, you don't have anything, okay? Or you're going to give them shares, and at that point, they're also a founder with you. So it's tricky. I don't see how you can do the outward facing and the inner facing at the same time.